Right. So I guess we can call this like the third part of the series that I'm doing now. But so what exactly am I then? And I think I found I came up with a term on my own. I used my head for once, and I think I know what I am finally. I am a economic system skeptic. I am skeptical of any economic system like money. Money is unfortunately like a necessity in this day and age in our modern civilization. No matter what, we're always gonna need money. Like we need to pay a bus, we need to pay a car ride, and if we have our license, we need to own a car to utilize our driver's license. And a car also causes maintenance, and if we buy our own house, well, we're also required to maintain that house too, which also costs money. So unless you have like at least basic carpentering skills and basic plumbing skills and basic electrician skills, okay, we're gonna need to rely on other people to keep our house nice and maintained so it doesn't fall apart and we don't die in our sleep. Every time we go to the doctor has to get paid. So we give a part of our money to have the doctor help us, you know? And we pay taxes to the government so that the government can like do its duties too, then etc. and etc. Like money is a vital part of the world, of reality, okay? We cannot live in reality without money. It's delusional to think that like we can decentralize the idea of money. But either way, that's just what I look at when it comes to economics. I look at a very basic level of like, okay, money is this thing that we just have, that we need, okay? And we're just expected to go along with it, okay? We're born into the world, and like the moment we like gain the ability to like understand money, understand finances, I mean, most of us do. I mean, I really don't, okay? Maybe it's ignorance of why I'm like doing this now. All right, so now capitalism for communists, and like where do I stand here? Being the skeptic that I am, and the thing is that yes, I think I lean more capitalist than communist. Okay, I don't like the communists. They fucking suck. All right, but I don't like full-on capitalism either. Okay, like they're like again, if we go back to the Bible, okay, the Bible quote. Let me just pull up the Bible quote here. Money is the root of evil. So if we look at the Bible verse, First Timothy 6:10, uh, I think the more accurate term is the love of money is the root of all kinds of evil. So basically saying that like usury, okay, so people like to argue that like it's actually usury instead of like money itself that is like the cause that is the root of evil. And ultimately money is the driving force to be used for evil, okay? No matter what evil, like humans are inherently greedy, okay? And while we can take measures to like prevent as much human greediness, how much do we really want to prevent human greediness for the point where like we're just policing people's greed? Now, do I think there should be some regulation? Now, the libertarian in me wants to say no regulations absolutely. Uh but the thing about the whole libertarian belief of like there being no regulation is that realistically you need some regulations. So like, yes, I am calling really for more regulations on capitalism, but not too much though. And again, it's kind of hard to like describe how that system would look because again, I'm not an expert, okay? But I think that the, but I think that like the most, even like the low level like esque like guardrails to be put on capitalism isn't really gonna be that much, and it's like, come on, uh, come on, just like a little bit of regulation never hurt anyone. Now there's also the idea of like, well, capitalism only fails and goes bad when there's a third party, where communism fails because of its inherent flaws that like cause like a vulnerability to its base. But when it comes to capitalism, it's like I don't know. I just prefer capitalism. I just am very critical of capitalism because once again, it's an economic system, and I'm just skeptical of all economic systems. Now, this right here, what I want to call this slide here is the media that highly was influential in like my sort of like coming to this realization of why I'm skeptical of the systems here. Now, I could go explain, but obviously, if you're here and you're chronically online or no, you know that Fight Club and American Psycho both are like critiques of capitalism in some way, shape, or form. Okay, Fight Club is like basically saying how capitalism like automated too much and like kind of made the average man just be boring and lame and I don't know, crave thrill or something, regain your masculinity or something. But I just see it like I like to take the quote from Fight Club where it's like, you know, we go to jobs that we hate to buy things that we don't have with money we don't have because we honestly don't need money. Oh, there's a slide I should have included here anyway. So yeah, Fight Club basically was telling me capitalism took away our masculinity. Okay. And then American Psycho is like, look at all these rich bastards and look at the stuff they're doing and look. And yes, I'm spoiling here a bit. I should be a spoiler. Essentially here it's like American Psycho basically it's like showing us what happens when like rich dudes like just stay rich a bit too long. Like, come on. Or an American Psycho also just showed you that like capitalism, one aspect of capitalism is like the 9 to 5 like corporate grind work, and it's like again like working 9 to 5 in an office like it's showing that it like it's gonna make people go mad, and capitalism could be the blame for this. But once again, I'm not saying we need to get rid of capitalism. And obviously Mr. Robot, which takes inspiration from these both movies, among other stuff. Mr. Robot once again, another show telling us the dangers of capitalism, of unregulated capitalism, because he wants to go after the 1% who play God without permission, and that's essentially how I'm viewing like the ecosystem we have. That these economic systems are failing because we have too many people playing God with this money that they really shouldn't be having. Yeah. And so for the earliest movie here on the list from my childhood, Catch That Kid. Now, why do I include this movie here? Because of one like little tiny plot point of this movie. And that is in this movie, young Christian Stewart goes and robs a place. I forgot what the building is. It's like a banquet. Like they're doing it while like they're having some sort of charity gaga business meeting. I don't know either way, but they're only doing it because her dad needs surgery. And and for the longest time, I grew up during the Bush era. As a kid, I was a kid during the Bush era, okay? So it was like we all know the jokes. American health system is bad. The American health system is bad. So yeah, the American health system bad. It's like Breaking Bad once again. It's like it was easier for this guy to go and be like a drug crime lord, okay? He had to basically be a meth crime lord just to pay off his cancer bills, okay? Like, no joke, like, Breaking Bad would like basically shows us how dog shit the American system is, that it can show us. And like, look, okay, I have no doubt that it's very easy for like people to go and follow in a life of crime when like the American system is basically saying, "Oh, you're dying? Well, pay up or you'll be dead." Now, again, you don't get like rejected if you're like dying instant like no ER is going to like reject you. But then it's like, why do we have to get to the point just to get care them that's free? It's like there should be something about that. And once again, it's like the whole idea of like, oh, there shouldn't be any private hospitals or whatnot. And it's like, once again, the economic system of like what socialism would offer, it's basically saying that like all these hospitals are gonna be free to be used, okay? And so more people are gonna be going into it. So there's gonna be a more influx of patients that like these doctors are not gonna be able to handle. I mean, that's why public defenders fucking suck, okay? And it's like it's the reason of why you go to jail. It's the difference between going to jail for a parking ticket and like having a very quick trial, but within the economic systems. Yeah. And Parasite was another movie that I was like basically was interesting. This is a Korean movie though, so like it's based on Korean economic, what however their economic are over in South Korea. Interesting movie. Just telling me how dumb rich people are. Cause like, let's be honest, rich people are so tone deaf. Okay, like, and again, I might make a bill too, but like, even someone like Linus, Linus Tactics, he's going like down the route of like, oh, he's gaining money and now he's becoming out of touch. Again, the dude bought a private jet. Dude bought a private jet like the cheapest private jet that he likes to point out that oh it's actually the least expensive like as in like the most layman like can afford something like this dude really, and this is a dude who like wants to make fun of Elon Musk. And again, Elon Musk like again most billionaires and oh do either way though, there's like another movie telling us about the economic struggles between the upper class and lower class. Oh, I should put also Gachi Akuta because that's also another like economically based thing, but whatever. Anyway, and then the Casa La Casa de Papel, or what the Americans like to call it, money heist, because they couldn't just straight up just make the translation to just the House of Paper. Either way, though, this show just showed you it's like yeah, money kind of sucks. It's like cause it goes and it showed you it's like oh yeah, they're robbing a bank. But let's be honest, the banks be robbing us, which is also something that Mr. Robot dives into. Like, look, look, even like when it comes to like the drug business, okay, like, look, if Walter White's over here selling meth, okay, but we all know he's already being out by big pharma. Like Dr. Fauci would actually a bigger crime, or Pfizer. Pfizer is like the biggest drug cartel, it's like the biggest drug cartel out there. Illegal drug cartel, okay. Pfizer is like legit illegal drug cartel. Like I think Woody Harrison like did something on SNL where he literally did compare like the COVID like mandates to how cartels will like take over.
The biggest drug cartels in the world get together and buy up all the media and all the politicians and force all the people in the world to stay locked in their homes, and people can only come out if they take the cartel's drugs and keep taking them over and over. I threw the script away. I mean, who is gonna believe that crazy idea?
Lastly, we're gonna talk about some fine and this page here. What do all these guys have in common? Well, these are all guys involved in either business or finance or money or whatever. So obviously, we all know Jeffrey Epstein, the infamous pedo, who was a finance guy. Even though it's kind of weird, he was pretty bad with the numbers. Over we have Caleb Hammer, who is like the young. Basically, he's basically Dane Rand people like for the younger generation. Obviously, we have the current president Donald Trump, who again originally started in real estate started as a business guy, and then we got one of my more one of the top podcasts dude that I like to consume of the Valuetainment company, Patrick McDavid, who may or may not have started a scamming like multi-level marketing like pyramid scheme company. That's debatable though, but like I don't know, pretty sound dude. But I don't know. I watched a Jubilee video, and while I did think he made some good points, well, again, the problem with like a lot of like with like people like PVD is that he's basically like he advocates for like okay, don't want to go to school, don't want to go to trade school, make a business, and unfortunately, that's another fucking thing I don't like about our current economic system. It's like there aren't that many options. It's like it's either you go to college, get a degree, and then like still have to like do like the odd jobs just to get your name out there, or you go to trade school and then get into apprenticeship and get make bank like that, or you legit just start your own business and like gamble your money into that business and hopefully it works out. Or if you're a woman, like you just marry a rich dude and he'll take care of all your finances for you. Or if you're a dude, just find the very rare 1% your sugar mommy, you know? Like, look, if a guy just happens to find a woman that's willing to pay for it, and I'm like, yo, King, go grab your bag or whatever. Yeah, it's untraditional, and you are kind of like being a bit feminist, and you're kind of being a simp here because you may not be that masculine, but like heck, if you don't care about your own masculine and you're happy not being that masculine, then well, more power to you. That's my liberal take. That should not be the norm though. I don't want that to be the norm though because I don't know. I just feel like there's gonna be some problems there that we. I get most people aren't ready to discuss though. Like, look, don't you see? I should be able to just get a job. Give them my skill set. And once again, I think these systems don't also work because it's like, okay, we also have to factor in merit, but how do we even define merit? And again, merit can be isolated from economics. Cause like it's weird, like how a lot of job, like, and I know this because I remember one time at a CTF I was at, didn't participate. I was just going around taking photos, and I went to the one desk panel there. I asked them, oh, okay, they check your credit. I'm like, oh, credit systems. I'm like, credit systems are also another freaking terrible thing that I just don't like. That I think we can like tweak around now. Now, there's probably a need for it. There's probably a need if people know how it works. If we understand it, and like I'm on fine for it. It just I feel like not everyone has a credit card, so like well, like I don't know. I just find it kind of weird. Like, what? Oh, you're saying no, unless Now, obviously, if like you're a dude who's like, or if you're going into a job and like you're like reckless with your money, and they look at your financial ledger and you see if that's the point, then I'm fine with like the credit system. If it's all for if it's to see that like the employee is gonna like be sane, especially because like for me as a dude who wants to break into cybersecurity, I wouldn't trust a cybersecurity expert who doesn't manage their money well, especially that this is gonna be the guy that's gonna like be securing like security systems. And I'm like, okay, what is one system that really needs security, and that is like banking systems, because like you should want your money to be secure. Now, securing it from other people like is the easy part, but securing it also from the bank who is gonna like screw you over too. Now that's gonna be a much harder thing now, and I'm going on a little rant here. But yeah, um, I don't know. Killer Hammer's okay. I just I don't know, like his I don't know. I remember watching one podcast where he like really dismissed the whole like people who like make a budget planning with Excel, and he said, "Oh, just don't do it. You're not gonna forget, it, and you can, and you just download the DollarWise." He really wants to push his fucking DollarWise app for some reason. I don't want to use your preparatory like app. It's like, do I have to look at like the you know what? That's a video idea. Anyway, Peter Thiel is just another one of those tech bro CEOs. Like, I trust him the least out of all these tech bros. Like, if it's a scale from Elon Musk to Peter Thiel is that the one where it's like I don't trust him. Elon Musk is like the one rich dude I would probably trust the most because Elon Musk is just a quirky dude who is like living out his autistic fantasies, and I completely vibe with that. Now, obviously, I have to go here with Donald Trump. And why am I including Donald Trump? You know, obviously, he had several like businesses go bankrupt. This is on record. This is on record. But I mean, he's been in the game for a long time, so I don't doubt he had a few misses. I mean, he's not perfect. He's definitely not perfect. I mean, this is a dude who will like say that his daughter is hot. Again, I know his daughter is an adult, so it's not like, you know, pedophilic in any way. Still kind of weird for like a man to say that his daughter, you know, a daughter who he, you know, a daughter that came from the result of his semen mixing with a woman's egg, okay? So, you know, his daughter who came out of his one of his wives, he's been divorced. He's like divorced twice, you know. Either way though, like the fact of the matter is that this is the guy who has something to do, and I think it's a 30 or 50-year mortgage, which I don't really understand how that's a viable. I don't want to be paying off. Like, here's the thing. Like, I'm the kind of guy that is willing to buy like an AI subscription. I use Cloud Code for like experimentation and stuff. I use a VPN because I'm like that tech savvy, you know, because you know, I'm the kind of guy that would utilize a VPN, you know, and I do pay a subscription to the two things, and I use them, and I pay a subscription, you know. I'm gonna probably use them for like in years and years to come, okay? I don't want my house to be a subscription, okay? Like, remember that lady from the War Economic Forums, I remember correctly, and she basically said something along the line.
If you think about it, I mean, your cell phone, why do you want to own your cell phone? How many of you own your cell phones? How many knows if the company owns it? It's actually not a lot. I mean, you want the function, you want the service, right? Why do you want to own a cell phone if you can just lease it? And if you lease, why shouldn't you lease your refrigerator or your washing machine or your dishwasher, or why do you?
What? That's the evilest thing I can imagine.
She literally wants us to have us to pay to use the laundry, which it like fucking sucks because like I had to have some experience because when I was in a college campus I was in one dorm where you have to pay every time you use the washing machine, and it's like that's essentially what she wants us to do, but like on a subscription. So like we're automatically being billed every month or annually to use our own machines that we bought. Okay, the reason why, okay, I'm mad about a washing machine needed subscription more so than like, wait, but you're paying for an AI subscription, you're paying for a VPN subscription, like, why are you getting mad over this subscription over that you're being able to do? And simply do is, if you know how a VPN works, is that a VPN is literally just a server that you're connecting to that's gonna mask your IP, you know, and it's like, you know, again, the whole technical explanation, okay? But essentially, a VPN does connect to another machine that I don't own, okay? And again, it's a service, okay? So what service is coming out of my washing machine? Because, you know, if you're using a washing machine, yes, you bought the machine and the machine does everything, but you have to load the clothes in, you have to load the soap in, okay? And then the machine, once again, it's like, you know when you hand wash clothing, like before the washing machine too, back during like the pre like traditional era, like traditional family role, the housewife, yeah, the housewife would have to manually like wash the clothes and dry the clothes, like wash them in a tub, okay, wash them with like that washboard thing, you know. And then the washing machine came out, automating that because automation is always gonna be the friend. It's always gonna be a friend to a woman. You know, we just automated the housewife work. You know, thus liberating a lot of women. That's a bit of a tangent. Okay, but once again, okay, it's like a washing machine is not the same thing as a PBN service. It's just not. Okay, I'm skeptical of our economic system because of like these different like individual modules of our society, okay? Because I don't know. But that has been today's episode. Once again, I'm an economic skeptic because fuck society.
Your tears today, we're scared.